Hello, this is Max with Avon Website Pro, and this is going to be a lengthy tutorial and specifically for my family, but I decided to go ahead and include these video tutorials so since I'm making them, it might benefit somebody else out there. So what we're doing is we're making an animated series called Youngstown CSI, and what we're going to do, what we've started doing is we use Google Drive to write the little cartoon characters. Okay, let me show you what we're doing, and I'll show you how to make a cartoon character in Google Drive. So I'm going to go down here, Youngstown CSI, and you see I have the whole family in on this. They're making their different characters. We have children, citizens, city officials, mob, parents, school staff, and probably add some other things as well. So if we go in here to citizens, so we go in here, we see the different citizens that we're creating in Google Draw. So basically what we'll do, we basically need a full body shot, and so to create a drawing in Google Drive, you just select New, go to More, and then Google Drawings, and you can share this with the rest of your family by creating it in the shared folder. And so we're going to go ahead and start creating a little character that we're going to use, and maybe we'll just call this Y-Town Citizen, just like that. And so the first thing we want to do is we want a shape, and we want to make the shape a circle. So this is going to be his head. Okay, so we're kind of like making all the heads the same, and we don't like that color, so we want kind of like a maybe a darker color like that, or maybe a more. So here's how you change the colors, the color scheme. So, and we'll just stick with that right there. Now we want to maybe, I don't know, put a smile on his face or something like that. You can actually use this little line tool with a curve connector, or just use the curve. And we'll just go in here, you know, put one down here, and then maybe make a smile on his face, something like that. Okay, and then maybe we want to make that just black for now. Okay. The mouth isn't very important right now because it's got to all be animated in Adobe After Effects later. But we're just getting this set up to import it into an Adobe Illustrator file. We're going to go ahead and make another circle for the eyeballs, and go ahead and make this circle like this. And we want the inside to be white, and then we could go ahead and leave that ring around the eye if we like or not. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, and then I'm going to go ahead and make another shape, another circular shape for the pupil. Just go low like that, and if you want to zoom in, you can hit your control, or you can hit this little button here and just zoom in on it. That's probably the best way to do it, and then make sure you click your arrow when you want to change these colors around. Now, for the pupil, I'm just going to make it a solid black. So, and then you can get rid of that ring by hitting transparent here, so you don't have any ring around the pupil. And then just drag and drop the pupil over here, and there we go. So our citizen's starting to come along. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can group things together. So I want to group the pupil and the eyeball together so that I could duplicate them and then move them. So I'm going to hold my control button down. I'm going to click on the white, and I'm going to click on the pupil here so that they're both highlighted. I'm going to right click, and do you see where it says group right here? So I'm just going to group them, and then Control C, Control V as in Victor, and then I can just have two eyeballs. Okay, so and I got my two eyeballs for my citizen. And then maybe I want to make a little nose. So I'll go once again to my little curve tool, and I'll come down here, and just, you know, come down here just like that and double click, and then there's the little nose. So if you want to know that little trick, if you accidentally delete something with Control Z, then you hit Control Shift Z and it brings it back like that there. Okay. So, and then this little line tool, you know, it might get irritating to you because it sticks. But what you do is you just go up here, you know, and you're ready to go. Just make another selection. Okay, I'm going to zoom out on this a little bit, and I'm going to hold my control button down and click. If I don't hold my control button, I can zoom in. If I hold my control button and click, I can zoom out. Okay, so there's my citizen. Now I'm going to give him a body. So we'll go shapes, and I'll start maybe with a square, or maybe I'll start with maybe this little shape right here. Kind of looks like he'll have shoulders. Okay, so I'll just kind of bring him down like this here, and have him big head on a little body, and I'll color his attire. Maybe he'll be wearing a brown outfit, and I'm going to leave the stroke in there. And now if I wanted to increase the stroke, maybe by 3 pixels, that'll increase the black part of it. And the other thing you could do is use your arrows on your keyboard, move down and over. I'm using my arrows on my keyboard just to kind of get him lined up a little bit. And now I'm ready to start doing his legs and his arms. Well, so first let me do his arms. So once again, I'm just going to grab a shape like this and make an arm. Okay, and then I want to use that same brown color that I used for his outfit. Now this little arrow right here will help me turn things to a degree angle like that. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to put a hand on the end. So I'm going to go up here, go to shapes, use my elliptical tool, and just make a little ball like this. It's a cartoon character, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now what I'm going to do is group this hand to this arm by selecting it like this, right click and group it, and I could put the arm over here. Okay, now I can also make a left arm by hitting Controls Cat, V as in Victor, and then I could make this arm go the other way. Okay, pretty simple process in Google Draw here. Alright, and I'm bringing this down. Now, you see how the arms are in front. Maybe I want the arms in the back, so behind that graphic, so I can order it by right-clicking, select Order, Send to Back. Okay? So, and then I could use my arrow keys trying to get it up on his shoulder a little bit, just like that there, and I could do the same thing with this. Right-click, Order, Send to Back, and then I could bring him up like this here. Okay, so now I'm ready to make the legs. So I'm going to go in here, go to shapes, and draw maybe some short stubby legs. Go down here, turn it brown, maybe give him a leg there. Okay, and then copy, paste, move that other leg over here, and then maybe I could make him stand in a spread stance. Something like that. Okay, move this leg, angle it a little bit that way, put it over. Alright, so my character's coming together a little bit at a time. We'll move that over a little bit. And if you hold the shift key down, if you don't hold the shift key down, it moves like 5 pixels or 10 pixels. When you hold the shift key down, you can almost move a pixel at a time. So that's another little point. Alright, so now I'm going to take this and order this. I'm going to send this leg to the back, so it's underneath the body. Order, send to back. Excuse me. Alright, so now I can see his legs kind of coming over a little bit, so I'll use my arrow key to push it over. And so I look at it. Now I'm ready for his shoes. Okay, so I'm going to go up here, just go grab a shape, grab a circle. You can actually grab this little circle right here. Let me show you. It's like kind of a half circle, and we can make it like this. Okay, and we can make his shoes black. All right, and turn them around like this. Whatnot. Just get the way you want it. Okay. Alright, so then I could take a shoe and I could move it down here. It could be one shoe. Maybe angle it a little bit more so it looks like it's flatter there. Okay, then I could grab it, copy, paste, and put the other shoe on the other foot. Okay, the shoe's a little bit too big, so I can shrink it down just by going like this. Okay, move it over a little bit more, hold my shift key. So I kind of like that shoe better than the other one, so I'm just going to highlight this one, hit delete on my keyboard, copy, paste again, and bring that shoe, the new shoe, back over here. Okay. Now, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is whenever you get ready to download this as a PDF or a scalable graphic, you know, you're going to have all these different layers to work with. So that's eventually what we're going to get at. Now, let's say that we want to give them hair. So here's another little tool that we can use just to scribble on, you know. So we can just give them a little bit of hair like this, that, and the other. The other thing that you could do is you could look for a wig online. So if you go to Google Images and type in wig, okay, let me see here. Type in wig and .png or PNG, you can usually get a lot of transparent ones. Now, you don't want a wig that has like this where the head has to sit in. You want a wig something like this or like this possibly. So, and make sure if the background's transparent, it's easier to work with. So what we want to do is just try to find a wig that has a transparent background. Okay, and see, this one does. And what we're going to do is, let me scale this down a little bit so you can see what I'm going to do, and I'll show you. I just drag this wig and drop it into my folder here that I'm going to work with, and then whenever I get back to my Google Images, I'm going to drag that image just right on top of there, and now I have a wig to kind of work with. Alright, so I'm going to kind of open him up a little bit. We can scale this image around to make it something that that we can work with here. And let me see. Let's go ahead and move that wig up a little bit. Okay, so here's our character, you know. And whenever we get ready to download him, now you could go over all these tools. These pretty much self-explanatory. There's the scribble tool, polyline tool, the curve connector, you know, if you want to put text. But we're just creating a basic character like this, or scenery, you know, barroom scenery, and so on and so forth. And when we're all done, we just go File, and then we come over here to Download As, and we want to download it as a PDF, okay? Because a PDF, that'll retain all the layers for when we open it up in Adobe Illustrator. So let's go ahead and scroll down. This Y-Town Citizen. Let me go down here. Youngstown CSI characters, and we'll just put it right there so I could show you what we're going to do. And then show in folder. Now I'm ready to open this with Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so these characters I could create on the go because they're in Google Drive. And then later on, whenever I'm ready to work with a character, I can open with Adobe Illustrator and manage all these layers around here. And that'll be the next tutorial in the series, and how to get these layers. Just let me show you what's going on here. When I open Adobe Illustrator, you can see that when I click down that I get all these layers that we created in Google. Okay, and then you're gonna I'll show you how to embed the image and everything like that in the next lesson. Okay, so this is Max with AIM Website Pro. I hope this helps some people out about Adobe or about Google Draw.